So now we're going to make our game ask multiplication questions. If you have not done the variables challenge from when you were learning how to do Scratch, you might want to go back, look through Google Classroom, and find this challenge so that you can learn how the computer keeps track of numbers. Once we have done that, then we're able to get it to the part where we can make it ask the questions. In this step, we're going to get it to just ask multiplication questions. In the next step, we will get it to check to see whether or not you're right. So this one's just asking. All right, in order to ask multiplication questions, let's think about how a question works. You might have a question that is something like 5 times 3 equals 15. So with that, we have 3 parts to this number. We have the first number, we have the second number, and then this, one number times another number, we call this the product. So we have got 3 different numbers. Now, as we are doing this, we could go through and create a list of questions. I could have a list of 20 or 30 or 40 different multiplication questions. That's going to be really hard. What I'm going to do every time is I'm just going to tell the computer to pick a random number. I'll tell the computer to pick a random first number, a random second number, and then I'll have the computer multiply them together, and the computer will already know the answer before I type in my answer. And all of this is happening behind the scenes, so the computer does it and we don't even see it. So we have to figure out how to make the computer do that. If you want to try that on your own, go for it. If you want to follow my steps, also follow my steps. So here we go. All right, the first thing I need to do, I'm going to create variables, and that is under here in the variables drawer. Now, I will have 3 different variables. Let's look at what those are. For my 3 variables, I had a random first number, a random second number, and a product. So those will be my 3 variables. If I come back and I look at this, let's do set, I need to make a variable here. So let's make these 3 variables. I'm going to call it first number. Now look how I did this. This is all one word, and the second word is capitalized. That's a really common way that real computer programmers do this. Variables need to be just one word. But if I want multiple words in there, I capitalize each one so I know what they are. So first number, then my second number, and then finally my product. And those are my 3 variables, first number, second number, and product. So I'm going to set my first number to, and this will be fun, a random number. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Okay, set first number to a random number 1 through 10. And then I can do the same thing with my second number. Set the second number, and actually I'll make this a little more interesting, 0 through 10. Okay, come back here, make my random number 0 through 10. Okay, but then my product, I want the computer to do this automatically for me. So my product is going to be, under operators, I have this little star is multiplication. And I want it to multiply these 2 together. What I'm not going to do is put pick random in there. Don't do that. If I put pick random in there, this would be a random number, that would be a random number, and these would be different random numbers. So I won't get the product of my first and my second number. What I want is the product of, first number times second number. And now finally, let me start that with a green flag event and see how it works. Now I'm checking these three out right here. First number, second number, product. And if I did it right, let's see, 6 times 3 is 18. Do it again. 1 times 4 is 4. Do it again. 0 times 4 is 0. One more time. 4 times 7 is 28. Awesome. Now, I can go anywhere. I can do 0 to 100, right? Just see what happens here. 0 to 100, and let's see what we get. 63 times 53 is 3,498. Okay, you can see how that works. I'm going to keep it simple now. Keep them 0 to 10. You can make it more complicated later. In fact, we can add levels, right? Where if you do a couple of easy ones, then it makes them harder and harder and harder as you go along. I think that'd be cool. But right now, we're going to keep it easy. So now how do we get the computer to ask this? Well, that is this under sensing. We have a block here that says ask. Now, when I put that in, it will ask, what's your name? Okay. What I want it to do is say, I want it to say 4 times 7, because that's what I have here. I want it to do 4 times 7. But I need that to change every single time so that whatever these two say is what it asks me. And that's going to be real cool. Under operators, I will come to this join block. And I actually need 2 of those, one inside the other. And so I've got something that looks like that. And now I come back to my operators and I put in first number, second number, and in here, a capital X. Now as I do this, look what I've got. I've got 9 times 2. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What I actually need though, see how my, see how that X is really close there? If I come here and I put a space before and a space after my X, there we go, that looks a lot better. And I just noticed something that I did wrong. I just noticed that I put this entire code on my right-wrong sprite. I don't want that. So instead of doing it over, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to drag this onto my cat sprite. Okay, now let me go check my cat, see if it's there. It is indeed there on my cat. So now I'll come to my right-wrong, right-click and delete. Actually, delete that whole thing. Come back to my cat. There we go. Now it should be my cat saying it. All right, there we go. All right, so now let's look at how this goes. My first number is a random number 0 through 10. First number is 6. Second number is 0. I am telling it to ask me first number times second number, which it is, 6 times 0. If I do it again, 9, 10, 9 times 10. One more time, 2, 7, 2 times 7. And right now, I can type anything in there, okay? I can type in baloney and nothing happens because I haven't programmed anything to happen yet. That is the next video. Figure out what happens next.